Have you ever stopped to consider a truly radical idea? People often think the Great Pyramids of Giza are simply elaborate tombs for powerful pharaohs. They look at the massive circle of Stonehenge and see it as a calendar, or perhaps a temple for ancient rituals. But what if they were something more? What if these world-famous monuments and thousands of others like them were not just isolated structures? What if they were nodes on a global network? Imagine them as gigantic, silent routers. They were not transmitting data for our phones or computers. Instead, they might have been part of an ancient planetary system of energy. This concept sounds like science fiction at first. It challenges everything we learn in conventional history class. We are taught that ancient civilizations were disconnected, each developing in its own little bubble of the world. But this idea invites us to look at the past with fresh eyes. It asks us to be curious about the connections we might have missed. It doesn't seek to dismiss the hard work of archaeologists and historians. It simply proposes adding another layer to our understanding. It suggests that our ancestors might have known things about the Earth itself that we have long forgotten in our modern technological age. The hook is simple and direct. This is where our journey into this fascinating mystery truly begins. The concept of ley lines is surprisingly straightforward. Imagine you take a large map of a country, like England. Begin plotting ancient megalithic sites, old churches built on pagan foundations, burial mounds, other sacred places. As you add more and more points to the map, a startling pattern begins to emerge. Many significant sites fall along perfectly straight lines. These are not random alignments. They are too precise and too frequent to be mere coincidence. Alfred Watkins first popularized this idea in the 1920s, calling them leys. He thought they were ancient trade routes or trackways, marked by landmarks. But the idea evolved. Some researchers now suggest something more esoteric. They propose ley lines are channels of terrestrial energy that flows across the planet in a vast, intricate web. Ancient builders, attuned to subtle forces, could sense these currents. They placed major monuments where lines crossed, nodes of power. Think of it like a human body's circulatory system. When we look closely at the structures built on these energetic hotspots, we find more intriguing clues. The pyramids are not just randomly shaped piles of rock. They are marvels of geometric precision. Their angles, dimensions, and orientations are incredibly exact. The Great Pyramid, for example, is aligned to true north, with an accuracy that modern builders would find difficult to replicate. Similarly, the stones of Stonehenge are not just arranged in a simple circle. They are positioned to align with the movements of the sun and moon at critical times of the year, such as the solstices. These are not isolated examples. This pattern of precise alignment repeats at ancient sites worldwide. This precision suggests a specific purpose. If you are building a router, you do not just throw the components together. You arrange them in a very specific way to manage and direct signals effectively. What if the geometry of these ancient structures served a similar function? What if the shapes of pyramids, the arrangement of standing stones, the layout of temple complexes were designed to interact with the natural energy of the ley lines? They might have been built to draw in, concentrate, amplify, or even broadcast this terrestrial energy. The materials used, such as granite, which is rich in quartz crystals, could have played a crucial role in this process. The global nature of this grid forces us to ask a difficult question. Who was the architect? If ancient civilizations in Egypt, Britain, Peru, China were all building nodes on the same worldwide network, they must have been working from a common blueprint. Yet mainstream history tells us these cultures had little to no contact with one another. We have found no historical records of an international conference of pyramid builders or a global consortium of megalithic engineers. So where did the plan come from? This is where the theory moves into even more speculative yet fascinating territory. One possibility is that the knowledge was passed down from a much older, lost civilization. This would be a predecessor culture that was global in its reach and possessed a sophisticated understanding of planetary science. This mother culture could have mapped the Earth's energy grid long before the rise of the civilizations we know from our history books. They may have left behind the knowledge, which was then inherited and implemented by later peoples around the world. This would explain the uncanny similarities in architectural styles and astronomical alignments found at ancient sites separated by thousands of miles and thousands of years. Another, perhaps simpler explanation is that the blueprint was not human at all. Perhaps the grid is a natural feature of the planet Earth itself. The lines of energy may be created by underground water flows, fault lines in the Earth's crust, concentrations of magnetic minerals. Our ancestors, living in closer harmony with the natural world, may have simply learned how to detect and utilize this pre-existing network. Restating the core idea, the theory proposes that many of the world's most mysterious ancient monuments were not standalone structures, but functional parts of a planet-wide energetic grid. This grid, formed by ley lines, may have been used for healing, enhancing consciousness, ensuring fertility. Thinking of these sites as ancient routers is a powerful metaphor that helps us grasp the concept of a connected, functional network. This perspective transforms these stone relics from silent tombs into the humming machinery of a lost global technology, a technology that was intricately woven into the fabric of the Earth itself. Why does this idea matter today, on December 30th, 2025, as we stand on the cusp of a new year? It matters because it challenges us to reconsider our place in the world and our relationship with the planet. In our modern era, we are increasingly disconnected from the natural world. We live in artificial environments and communicate through invisible digital waves, often forgetting the ground beneath our feet. This ancient theory reminds us that the Earth is not just a passive ball of rock. It is a dynamic, living system with its own energies and rhythms. It encourages a sense of wonder and respect for the planet. Embracing this line of inquiry does not mean we must abandon science and reason. In fact, it invites us to use our modern tools to investigate these ancient claims. Satellite imagery, ground-penetrating radar, magnetometers to map these lines and measure the energies at these sites. We can approach the mystery with a spirit of open-minded curiosity, balancing wonder with rigorous investigation. Whether the theory is ultimately proven correct or not, the process of exploring it teaches us to look for patterns, question assumptions, and listen to the subtle whispers of the past. The evidence is not yet conclusive, but it is deeply compelling. The countless alignments, the precise construction, and the strange phenomena reported at these sites all point toward a deeper mystery. We are left with a powerful and resonant question that echoes from the ancient world to our own. Were our ancestors simply building tombs, temples? Or did they inherit a profound secret about the Earth itself? A secret that enabled them to build a network that we are only just beginning to rediscover? Well, it's a question that stays with you.